What's going on, everybody? It's Joel here, and today we're taking a look at the NoBull Trainer Plus. Finally, the day has come. It's been about 5 years in the making, but we now have an update to the NoBull Trainer in the Trainer Plus. So people throughout the years have asked me why I haven't done a review on the NoBull Trainer, but I really have. It's just I did it a long time ago, and I never updated it or anything because there's no reason to update it because the shoe is the same shoe as it was 5 years ago. There were just new colorways and whatnot. So I didn't feel like there was a reason for me to do an updated video. So whatever I say in that video is still current to the shoe that they are still selling right now. But the Trainer Plus released last week, Thursday, for the NoBull Chipper exclusive members, which I was a part of. All you have to do to get into that is you just got to spend a lot of money at NoBull, which I'm not super duper proud of, but here we are. And I got the expedited shipping on these, and to NoBull's credit, they shipped these out that day. They came today. It's Monday night. It's about 11 p.m. And if I look tired, it's because I am. I've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning, but I wanted to do this review so that I can get you guys some information because people have been asking about this shoe for quite some time now. There's a good amount of interest in the Trainer Plus. But today we're gonna share my first impressions on these. I'll go through the list of the changes that NoBull made to the Trainer Plus, and then kind of show you what that's all about. So first things first, these things retail for $139, which is very, very surprising. I thought these were gonna be like $150, but they're only 10 bucks more than the previous trainers. So we still have the super fabric upper. I wasn't expecting them to change that, and they did change the mesh under it. There's some perforations in the mesh now so that the shoe breathes a little bit better, but it's still that super fabric outer, which has basically little ceramic pods all throughout of it, and that gives it extra durability without sacrificing like flexibility. But I will still say that when you first get these in, it's gonna be kind of tight around the metatarsals. These things do require quite a bit of break-in. I did 400 double inserts today, and now they are finally broken in. But initially when I got these in, I thought they were pretty tight around the metatarsal joints in my normal true to size, which is a size 10, which I think if you have been getting your NoBulls in, whatever size, you should still stay with your true to size or whatever you get your NoBulls in, and I think they fit fine after a little bit of break-in. Next thing up is the increased midsole height. So this initially was not on the marketing for the description for the trainer, and I didn't know why. When I was like putting stuff up on Instagram, there was no mention of an increased midsole height, but it's a fat boy. It's kind of, people joke around that they look like Skechers shape ups, and I can kind of see that. Like the midsole height is it's almost double the amount on the original ones. And you can feel it. Like, I feel like an inch taller in these shoes. The midsole density and what it feels like is it feels pretty much the same. It's like pretty stiff, it's pretty hard, it's not soft. And I was thinking that they were gonna go the soft route because that's kind of like how training shoes are nowadays. They're a little bit softer, a little bit more forgiving, because they want you to be able to live in them. These, not so soft, but after a day's use, after, like I said, 400 double unders, they've softened up a little bit, but I'm not gonna say that they're like as soft as something like the Rads or like Nano 8s or anything like that. They just aren't. Okay, the next thing is we've got increased outsole dimensions to provide additional surface area for more stability. Now this one is very, very noticeable. So I pretty much just laid it out there, and you can see the increased outsole dimension. It's a good amount bigger. Like, I want to say it's like 10% bigger, but it's bad in a way, and I'll get to that in a little bit. I might as well just say it right now. So the increased midsole and outsole makes these shoes a lot heavier than the original NoBulls. I weighed the original NoBulls in at 10.5 ounces for a men's size 10. These weighed in at 13.1, so they're pretty heavy. So next thing that we got up here, lace system with internal webbings. So basically, they're talking about the Flywire, or kind of like Flywire. I'm not gonna say it's Flywire is how it works. So you have the laces that are now hidden, or the lace loops that are now hidden under this piece of super fabric, and they have webbing that goes throughout the sides of the shoe so you can get a customized fit. So I haven't really noticed it too much right now, but one thing that I did notice is that the cuts that are on the super fabric right above the laces are really sloppy, they're really choppy, and there's like extra, like the fibers from the fabric just like all over the place, and that's how they came. That was the first thing that I noticed when I pulled these shoes out. I was like, oh, those are pretty uneven cuts. So I wish that they would add some piping to the edge there, or maybe like, I don't know, like burn them down so they look a little bit neater. But the way that they look right now, they look pretty ugly. Like the shoe looks unfinished in that area. Herringbone outsole lug pattern features deep grooves that provide traction for movement in any direction and on a greater range of surfaces, allowing for easy transitions for outdoors to indoors. I never really had too much of an issue with the original NoBull's traction, but I guess this new chevron traction pattern is probably better for like multi-surface training. So if you're going outside, I'm pretty sure it would be a little bit better, but inside the box, I didn't really notice anything today. We got the toe bumper, providing additional surface area traction for explosive takeoffs and landings. Toe bumper right there. It is very noticeable and it's huge. The original one is kind of puny there. This one's got traction all throughout it. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna help you get up for burpees. And you never really notice it if you don't have a shoe that has it. But if you have a shoe that has it, it's like a game changer, man. Something like that really helps out with burpees. I haven't done burpees yet, but I expect that to really be helpful. And while we're there at the toe, why don't I give you a shot of what the difference in the toe box looks like, which I gotta be honest with you, it looks identical. Like, don't expect these to be that much wider. Like originally, like I said, these felt more narrow than the original ones did without breaking them in. After a little bit of break-in, they just feel the same to me. High carbon rubber outsole, medial and lateral guards. What they're talking about there is they're talking about the rubber that comes up in the medial area for traction for rope climbs and the lateral area for protection for rope climbs. And it goes up considerable limit. Like, I mean, just because the midsole is just higher in general, you're gonna notice that it comes up higher on the shoe than the other one. It's just, I mean, proportionally, that's just kind of the way that it's gonna be. And then there's no like heel clip or anything, but the rubber at the back comes up a little bit higher too. Breathable, perforated, micro suede tongue with additional foam layer for protection against lace bite. I never had a problem with lace bite, but there is the tongue. And it is a little bit thicker than the original one is, but I mean, it's not that different. What I wish they would do is secure it to the sides, because it's not secured to the sides as it is. It's only got this little lace loop to hold it in place, but I already noticed that it kind of wants to shift to the outside, which, I mean, they could have fixed that real easy. Molded anatomical sock liner. They're honestly not that different. Yeah, here you go. Here's the old one, here's the new one. It doesn't feel all that different. But I never had a problem with the old one. Some people hated it. They said it slipped around. Never really became an issue for me, but that's what it looks like. They're pretty much the same exact thing. And then the last one, medial rope grip right there. And then 4mm heel to toe drop. And that hasn't changed at all. That's the same thing. So those are the differences, or those are the changes that they had made to the NoBull Trainer Plus. And first off, I will say that these shoes do not feel like the original NoBull Trainer. They feel more like the Canvas Trainer. Like the height of them, the midsole density, it all feels very, very similar to the Canvas Trainer. The weight, I haven't really noticed yet. I didn't really do any plyometrics today. I did double unders, but I mean, they didn't really fatigue me all that much. But I will say that the stability on these shoes from that increased ground contact is Excellent. I snatched up to 225 today. I did a 15-minute EMOM, no misses all the way up to 225, missed it like 4 times, and then finally hit it on my last try. And I haven't snatched 225 in years, like since 2017. It's been a long time since I hit that weight. For the workout that I did today, it was some intervals of rowing, double unders, and wall balls. 25 cal row, 25 wall balls, 100 double unders per round. You had to do that on the 6 minute, and it was 4 rounds of that. And you know, for rowing, it just kind of is what it is. For wall balls, I felt really good. Like my sets felt great in these. I did 15-10 the whole way through. I probably could have held on to it for the full 25, but like I just didn't want to blow myself up. I will say that I did notice a forward bias because of the way that the shoe was shaped. My feet always wanted to stay more forward than backwards on its heel. For 400 double unders, lots of double unders today. I felt generally pretty in control. Like I didn't really notice that I was losing the rope, losing my timing, doing my double unders. My feet were for sure burning. There's no way around your feet burning if you have 100 wall balls and 400 double unders in a workout. That's the way that's gonna be. But as the workout progressed, I didn't notice that it was getting worse. I actually noticed that by the 4th round, my double unders felt a little bit more smooth, but I didn't notice my feet getting uncomfortable at all. So that's a very good thing, especially with a brand new shoe that you were breaking in for the very first day. And after the workout, I noticed that they felt a lot more comfortable than I initially started the workout. Going into today, when I first put these on, like I said, the metatarsal area felt pretty narrow to me. The length of them feels pretty good, feels pretty much spot on with the original NoBull trainer. So when it comes to sizing these, I would just go with your normal size. They're probably gonna take a little bit of break in. If you got a real wide foot, maybe go up half a size. But for me, I think with a little bit of break in, these they fit fine. They fit like the original NoBulls. One thing that I did notice as well is that there's a little bit of heel slip with these. And I did get a little bit of heel slip with the original ones, but not as much as these. But that is it for the first impressions video on the NoBull Trainer Plus. It's kind of an impromptu video, but you know, that's kind of, you know, the nature of first impressions. So if you guys have any questions about the NoBull Trainer Plus, which are already out right now, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And as always, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.